Your Sunday feast. Srila Prabhupada said that every day should be a festival. Right? We all like parties and festivals and weddings and birthdays and everything. So, the Vedic culture encourages us to exercise our natural condition, which is eternally blissful. We are meant to always be happy. So there's a saying, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. There's a famous saying that Srila Prabhupada, our founder, would often repeat, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Sometimes we have to learn how to chant Hare Krishna, stop crying, and then be happy. Because this material world sometimes makes us cry. Okay, so today's topic is something which is very essential for our lives in general, as humans. And particularly for those who are interested in practicing this bhakti process. The topic is the matchless gift. That's as soon as we entered with my wife, we saw the sign there, matchless gift. Right, you have it right there, matchless gift, right at the entrance. Matchless gift. I forgot that actually that was there, so it wasn't planned. But matchless gift, and it's a replica. I see the style of the letters. It's a replica of a sign that was in when Srila Prabhupada started. So I'll just tell you a little anecdote, a little story, so you're able to place yourself there. So what happened is that in 1965, Srila Prabhupada arrived in New York. He went by boat, cargo ship, from India, around a month or so, very rough waters. So he traveled, and he took with him you all mostly Indian background, so you know those aluminium trunks in India, right? Different sizes, little ones, medium, big, yeah? So he brought a number of trunks full with Srimad Bhagavatams. But he just brought that Srimad Bhagavatam that it's right there, the first canto, and that was divided into 3 volumes. Yeah, that one. So he brought the books, he brought a pair of cartels, small cartels, he brought 2 sets of clothes, right? And he brought, I think it was the equivalent of $7 American. But he couldn't change them anyway, so he had, I forgot how many rupees was that. Everyone can come closer.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please, in this area, come, there's plenty of space.
Come closer, because people are coming at the back and then there's no space. So just...
Prabhus as well, please, move right forward.
Move forward. So we allow the crowd to come in. Be comfortable. Enough space.
Come here.
So...
Come here. Come on. We don't need to feel...
Forward.
Come on.
Forward. Closer. There are gifts for those who are closer. Should have brought a seat. So, Srila Prabhupada was starting to present Krishna consciousness. He had a few engagements in some nearby university and some other places like that. And he was walking around and bringing his book, the Srimad Bhagavatam. He was talking to people, he was presenting what was his mission, right? So eventually there's a number of details in the story. But at some point, he had to move. He was living in a loft, what they call artist studio. It was something very simple. So he was sharing with someone. But eventually he had to move, right? So he approached some of the devotees who were serving or assisting him then. Mukunda Maharaj, for example, he lives in New Govardhan, where we stay, and others. So he said, I need a new place. So they went looking for places, and what did they found? A shop, storefront, right? As we say, according to the Vedic concept, nothing is by accident, nothing is coincidence, we may say. Everything is for a reason, right? Krishna is controlling everything, directly, or sometimes indirectly through material energy, but nothing is an accident. I don't know why that happened to me. There was a reason. So, Krishna had it in his plans, and the shop that they found, it had a sign. Exactly the same sign that you have here in the front, in the foyer. And the sign said, Matchless gift. Right? And he had an apartment at the back, upstairs. Little apartment. So immediately Prabhupada said, take it. Huh? He didn't have the money. They didn't have the money. But he said, take it. Krishna is not a poor man. He can provide as much as we need for his preaching mission. So that's what he did. And then the devotees at some point suggested, matchless gift, that was the era of the hippie era, so all the young boys and girls, long hairs and crazy music and other things were happening. So then the devotees thought maybe we should put something a little bit more formal, something that gives the idea of what he was wanting to present. And Prabhupada, he said, no, just leave it as that. Leave it like that. Matchless gift. The devotees didn't know much at that time of the philosophy or anything about Krishna consciousness. They were just attracted by Prabhupada, by his presence, by his determination, by his purity. So eventually Prabhupada, and there's a little book sometimes that does the round. It's called Matchless Gift, and it's Krishna consciousness. So in general, I just wanted to make that point as a reference, how important these two words are. Matchless gift, and what is that gift that Prabhupada came to give us all. You see, in the Vedas offer certain gifts. It's something that's called Purushartha in Sanskrit. And Purushartha means what every human should aspire for. Purushartha, it's called. Or the gifts of human existence. One of them is Dharma. Dharma sometimes is translated as religion or duty, nature sometimes, like that. So we have to be regulated, we have to have principles, right? For example, when you drive, right, here in Australia, which side of the road you have to go? Left, right? So in Australia you drive on the left, in America you drive on the right, like that. Different countries, different rules. So in the same way, the Vedic scriptures present some dharmic principles of guidelines, what to do, what not to do, how to behave, etc. That's there. And then we have the famous one, Artha. Artha is commonly translated as financial or economic development. We all need some money, right? We all need some money. We have to pay rent, mortgage, electricity, this, that, bills, education, clothing, food, etc. So the Vedas also explain to us how do you have to earn this money that you need for living, and what to do. What is the main thing that we have to do, for example, with money? What is one main thing that the Vedas say we have to do with money? Except some of the seniors, which I know they know. What do you think is the purpose of money? Anyone? Young ones? I heard something. Anyone? It's not $1 million question. Not that I have the money, but even if I had it, I wouldn't give it. But what are your thoughts? No wrong answers. Because there are many things. Huh?
Use it morally. Use it morally. In a moral sense?
You give them? What did you say?
Use
them morally. Use them properly. Yes. Yeah. Warm. Yeah. Give it for the sake of helping others. Charity or dhanam, according to the Vedas, is the proper use of money. Right? So it's okay that we have our things, but we have to give. Because we came with nothing, and we're going to leave with how much? Nothing. So we better use it properly, morally, as Prabhu explained. So you have dharma, then you have artha, then you have kama. Kama means sense gratification. We like to have a soft bed and a nice pillow and, the occasional, what is the treat here? I don't know if you have a particular, some temples have certain preps that are, pineapple halava or whatever it is, doshas and idlis and rasam is my favorite, and other things. So, we said with my wife, we may not make it because it's almost 2 hours drive. So we're going to miss prasadam. And I said, no, we will ask the devotees to, because we like the prasadam here. It's special. It has a special kick. So karma is there. Sense gratification, we may say, facilities, comfort. And then finally we have moksha. Right? We all like all the other things, dharma, artha, kama. But moksha, generally, it's only spoken, when the word moksha comes around, my experience traveling around and visiting different temples and congregations. When the moksha word comes around? Huh? Death. Thank you. Funerals. Every time I'm invited to some funeral, I know I have to prepare my moksha lecture. Right? The moksha lecture is in the beginning, everyone is sad, and everyone is missing Prabhu, and there's a picture of the head of the family, or the lady, or whoever. And then everyone is sad, and my purpose is that those sad faces turn into happy faces. That's the challenge. But by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, when we present the holy name and we present the Bhagavad Gita particularly, people generally end up encouraged to read, encouraged to chant, because then they realize that's it. Whatever you achieve, whatever we achieve in this life, all the gifts that we are given, whether Vedically or otherwise, at some point they're going to go. That's the fact. Everything is going to go. Right? I remember as a little kid, I used to have a list. Do you have a list of things? What's your age? 15. Okay. You have a list of things that you want? Car, house. Not yet. Okay. You are very advanced. I had my soccer ball, my skateboard, my bicycle, my surfboard, and then I had my youth, everything. I had a list, long list. I remember I used to keep that list. And I will be ticking, okay, now I have this, and I have my new jeans, and my jacket, and my this, and my sunglasses. So many things like that. But all the gifts that we received in this lifetime, at some point, they have to be returned. Right? They have to be returned. You have to let them go. So this matchless gift that coincidentally was there in Prabhupada's storefront is nothing else than bhakti. Huh? And we may say it casually, right? We just put it together and it may sound nice. But matchless, what does matchless mean to start with? Let's be a bit etymological about it. What matchless mean? And you cannot compare. It's incomparable. Right? Why is it incomparable? There are a few things. Imagine you entered into a shop, and the shop says matches. You go to the shopping center. I have been to a couple of shopping centers in Brisbane. You see, we live in Mawulumba. We live in New Government. And Mawulumba is very small. Right? With my wife, we always joke. Say, oh, let's go for a drive. Let's go and buy something. How many blocks is the main center? 1 block. You drive 1 block, and that's it. And there is another part across the bridge. It's called South Mawulimba. So when we arrive, I told my wife, why don't we go and visit South Mawulimba? It's just from this road to the next corner. That's it. And I was thinking, I was expecting, there's some shops or something, all right? It's just next door, next block. It's very, very small. So when we come here, and then we see big shopping center, it's like, oh my God. So a few times we have come because you have everything and we buy some things that we need. So but imagine, we just went to Malaysia, we went to India for Parikram, in Puri and Mayapur. And then we stopped in Malaysia. Anyone from Malaysia here? Yeah, there you go. So, you go to this big shopping center, this amazing, floor after floor, yeah? Full of shops, everything you can think of, it's there. You just ask information and they'll tell you up, down, oh, here, there. So imagine if you go to one shop and it says, Matchless gift. Huh? Oh, interesting. Let me have a look. They have many things. Matchless gift. And then they tell you, whatever you take here, it's for free. That will be interesting. That will perk your ears, right? Oh, free. Interesting. It will be packed, is it? Then the second thing is that this gift is eternal. Because whatever, as I said earlier, whatever we get, it's going to last. Even the best of things, right? You get a car, it lasts so much depending on how much you pay. You buy a watch or a phone or one of these things. The more you pay, then you have warranty. Then you can get extended warranty. Yeah? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, right? But when you obtain this gift of love of Godhead, it's an eternal thing. Doesn't matter if you have lots of money or you have no money. Right? It's not a money matter. It's something that will stay with us forever. But there is a catch. Like everything is a catch, right? If you see these advertisements, for example, in Facebook or YouTube, yeah, and there's plenty of those. As soon as I see something that is very enticing, what is the thought that comes to my mind? Too good to be true. Sooner or later they're going to catch you. They say continue, press here, this. Eventually you have to pay, I don't know, $100 for the rest of your life and blah, blah, blah. Like that. They have tricks. So in Krishna consciousness, this bhakti process also there is a catch. Huh? Anything that you want to buy, you have to pay. Right? $5, $10, $20, $100, $1,000. Right? And this reminds me of a pastime, another anecdote. Forgive me if you have heard me say some of the things. Sometimes I lose track what I said where. So, once, anyone disciple of Bhakti Charu Maharaj? Any disciples of Bhakti Charu Maharaj? Yes? Somewhere at the back? Oh, at the back. Invisible man. All right. Okay. Hare Krishna. Jai. So, Bhakti Charu Maharaj once, I think it was in 1989, in Gaur Purnima festival, and he was giving the classes around Gaur Purnima. And he told a story. He told a story when he was initiated. So what happens when you take initiation, when you take a formal commitment to practice Krishna consciousness and you accept a guru, and a spiritual master, then there's a fire jagya, and there are a few things that you have to do. You have to wear kuntis, you have to put tilak, and your name is changed, and you are from Indian background mostly. So sometimes added, or sometimes arranged like that, and then you're added das in the case of male, or das in the case of female, and you're initiated, right? But one of the things that traditionally is explained, that you need to give some dakshin. Everybody knows what dakshin is? Yeah? Dakshin. Yeah? You have to give something. You have to give some charity. Something in return. Like that. So Bhakti Charu Maharaj, he was the temple commander, and he was serving Prabhupada as well, was a cook and doing different personal services to him. So he was very busy. It was a big festival in Vrindavan. So he had been running around, cleaning, doing different things like that. So it was almost 10 at night after the festival finished. So he comes to Prabhupada's room, and then he realized, I haven't done my Bhiksha. Bhiksha, you go with a cloth like this, and then you ask for some donations. So people give you some coins or bills. And whatever you gather, you give that to the Guru. That's deduction. So because he was so busy, he didn't do it. And according to some scriptures, some guidelines, it is said that if you don't do that, then the initiation is not complete. Initiation is not complete. Right? You have to give something. Right? Whether it's a fruit or a flower or something, but you have to give something. So he went, very repentful, to Prabhupada, and then he said, Srila Prabhupada, forgive me, I didn't have time. Now everyone left, right? There was just a few brahmacharis, no money, and all the guests have gone. So he said, so my initiation is not complete, right? I took initiation, but I didn't give you dakshin, so it's not complete. Prabhupada was very relaxed, happy of seeing so many devotees and guests, and the program was very, very nice. So Prabhupada, in a very casual way, he said, not a problem. You can give me your life. Not a problem. You can give me your life. And then Maharaj, he got a bit stunned when he heard that. And Prabhupada explained, he said, you have given your life to Maya so many times. So many lifetimes. You tried to be happy. So many lifetimes. You attempted to achieve perfection, to be satisfied, to enjoy, to own this, own that. And you fail. You fail, he said like that, you know. And Maharaj tells that when he heard these words from Prabhupada, it's like Prabhupada could see like an X-ray. You know, we have these expert radiologists. They take an X-ray, they put it there, and they read, oh, da, 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 da. Yeah? So it's like Prabhupada could see through his soul. And then he said, you just give me one lifetime, and you will achieve perfection. I will take you back home, back to Godhead. Just one lifetime. Some of you may be business people, right? And you may say, oh, I tried this business, I tried that business, I bought this and tried to sell it, this and that. But if you just buy one product, and that product will give you all the millions of dollars that you possibly can think of, imagine, that would be a good business, right? There's a little book that I brought, it's called Real Business, something like that. One business man, one business devotee, he wrote it. So this is the matchless gift that Srila Prabhupada came to give. It's presented in the Bhagavad Gita, sometimes in a hidden way. It's called Guhyam, different parts. Krishna mentions this. But the catch is that we have to give our lives, right? So don't run away after this. Let me explain a little bit. You see, the life that we have at this point, we just have it for a short while. We don't know exactly for how many more years, a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, or more. We don't know. Some of us who have crossed certain lines, 40, 50 or more, we start thinking, oh, I have to watch what I eat. We had a festival the other day, and some of us, we were like, oh no, we cannot eat this, we cannot eat that. But when you're young, you can eat everything, anything, right? But the older you get, you have to be careful. How do you sit, what you eat, right? Because the body, it's aging, it's not the same. But whatever it is, even if you're very healthy, at some point it's going to go. That's the fact. That is the fact of life. I work as a mental health counselor, online or video calls like that. And then sometimes people call me and then say, my mom has, that's a lady told me the other day, my mom had cancer, stage 4 cancer. And she has been given from a few months to maximum few years. She said 2, 3, in the best of cases, maybe 5 years, she said. So of course I have to put my handbrakes, right? Because we have the Bhagavad Gita, especially in the second chapter, where Krishna explains again and again that we are not the body. And he says, as soon as somebody takes birth, what does he say? Death is certain. Happy birthday to you, right? How long do we have? That's reality, that's true philosophy, practical. So the question is, what do we do? What do we do with this gift of life that Krishna has given us? Nature, our parents, etc. And what do we do with that? So Prabhupada came to the West to give this matchless gift. So what are the characteristics of the gift? Who remembers? Number 1? Free. Thank you. That sticks, huh? It's free. I'll get that one. Second? Eternal. Super. And third? Who remembers that? But you have to give your life. Right? But we're giving our life already. You give your life to this country, you give your life to the family, you give your life to humanity, you give your life to your profession. You know that most of your active life, working people, you will spend at work with your colleagues. I mean, even if you work at home, you know what I mean, you're logged in, correct? Most of your work, of your active life, you may love your wife, you may love your kids, your husband, and everyone else, but your active life, practically speaking, maybe unless you're, I don't know, royalty or you're a super millionaire that you don't have to work or worry about money, your life is being taken by someone else. You are devoting, you are dedicating that life to, university or your job, etc. So you're already giving your life to something and someone. Yeah? So what Prabhupada came to do is to say, just like he told Maharaj, just give me one lifetime. That's what Prabhupada asked. Just give me one lifetime. Now, some of us will think, it sounds easy, but in reality it may not be so easy, right? So don't worry. Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 12, especially the first section of this chapter. He says, basically, just like a good businessman will say, or businesswoman, salesperson, a good salesperson, you enter there, how can I help you? What are you looking for? And then you don't want to give them a chance, especially if they're good salespeople, They eventually get you, they smile at you, and they make you feel comfortable. I remember in India, long time back, in the 80s, the first times when we used to go to India, and we would go to, particularly in Brindavan, in Loy Bazaar, right? And we were brahmacharis, so we would go sometimes just to see things and like that, to have a little change of scenery, 2, 3 brahmacharis, and we knew, right? Especially in those days. I don't know if they do that nowadays. You walk into the shops, especially the cloth shops, and go through all these fellows. And what they will do, they will sit you comfortably, smile at you, and they will bring what? Samosas. Or sweets. They say, oh, you want some laddu or something? And they say, okay. And they will, in those days, they will bring linka or thumbs up or one of those. No, now it's everything available. So we will treat these business people because they want to get our money, which we didn't have anyway. And we will say, we will look at we spoke in Spanish. There were some Latin devotees with me. So they thought, they are talking about investing and this and that. And we were thinking, okay, in Spanish we would say, no, we just delay. You do like you're very interested, and we tell you, no, and we delay. So they will give us more food and some sweets. Eventually they learn our trick. Eventually they learn Spanish. Now they talk Spanish, they learn Russian, very clever. So sometimes the salesperson, they may trick you. And after Prabhupada began his mission in 1965-66, and give and take almost 10 years after, 74, 75, and so. And he had many, many thousands of devotees. He had established Radha Krishna temples all over the world. All over the world, imagine. Radha Krishna deities. It's not an easy feat. You see, we were hearing some pastimes, my wife, and you know how the Goswamis, they established these deities in Vrindavan, yeah? Madan Mohan, Radha Govinda, Radha Gopinath, and many others. Yeah? Some of you may know. Yeah, Banki Bihari, this, that. So many deities. So much effort. Sometimes hundreds of years for temples to be built. You know the story of Lord Jagannath. You can see, you know, amazing stories. This king came and they built this, and now, who has been to Puri lately? In the last, you? When? April. Okay, so you know how nicely it's built around, and there's like a parikram path, and so nice. Even for us Westerners, that we cannot enter. Now they have the Hanuman there, altar, and then the Patita Pavana. We went to the Uttarat, so we were able to see the Lord. So many things, but the point is that to establish a temple is not easy. Right? It's not easy. Even the Goswamis, empowered, eternal associates of the Lord, they somewhat struggled, at least externally. And Prabhupada came and then he established deities here and there and there and everywhere. And now there's temples everywhere with beautiful deities. So Prabhupada came to give us this matchless gift, to give us Krishna. And there's an interesting thing about bhakti. You know, the word, it's only 6-letter word, bhakti. When you get this gift, if somebody gives you a box of something or some instrument or some electronic, nicely boxed, you know? And then you wonder what's inside the box. Sometimes this little manual says, what's inside the box? And the cable and this and the other. Yeah? But when we have bhakti, according to the scriptures, it's very rare actually. Right? It's given to everybody. It's universal, but at the same time it's rare. That's what the scriptures explain. Nectar of devotion and other places. It's very rare. You know why it's rare? Anyone has a guess? You know why it's rare? I know that some of you know, but anyone wants to give it a go. Why do you think it's rare? Although it's presented to everybody, if it has a catch, you have to give your life, etc. But you know why it's rare? Very, very rare. What?
It captures Krishna.
It captures Krishna. If you have bhakti, you know, in religion generally we say we all are servants of God. No? Any religion basically says that, you know, God is there, we are the servants. This is the only religion that explains how, by developing bhakti, or love, pure love for Him, Krishna becomes your servant. That sounds like an insult almost, huh? Like a heretic statement. How can we say that? I don't say it. Krishna Himself says. The Shastras themselves say that you capture Krishna. Krishna likes so much how you sing, or how you do service, or do garlands, or preach, or organize these, or whatever service you do. He likes it so much that He says, I'll do whatever you need. He says in Bhagavad Gita, Ananyas Chintayantamam, chapter 9:22. I'll give you whatever you need. I'll give you whatever you need to serve me. Dadhami Buddhi Jogantam. I'll give you the intelligence. Chatushlaki. So many times He says this. Now we may think, oh, well, this is a bit too much. This is maybe an exaggeration. But parents, mothers here, yeah? Parents, mothers, right? If a child behaves, right? Just think about this. if your child behaves, he comes and says, Dad, I got first honor student in this and that, and I achieved this, and I won the competition, and I am so good in this and that. Wouldn't you be happy? Yeah? And out of gratitude, what would you do? Whatever you want. Huh? You want this, you want that. You'll give. Because it's an endearing feeling. Yeah? The son or the daughter has pleased you. So naturally, we as parents, we want to reward them like that. So Krishna becomes the servant of his devotees. And that is what Prabhupada came to give. And as I was saying, I went off the tour. After nearly 10 years of Prabhupada starting his mission, some of the devotees said, Prabhupada, in the beginning you said just come, eat, chant, be happy, no problem. And everybody's there, you can see the videos, everyone just chant, yeah? You say that here, right? Come, chant. You don't sell the prasada, right? To come and chant, you don't have to pay. You know, you go to any yoga class, anything, you have to pay something, right? $10, $15, $20. Cheap, that's cheap. Here you come, do bhakti yoga, you dance, take prasadam, listen to class, you don't have to pay anything. Are we charging anything, Sakura? No, not yet. That's not the plan, right? That's not the plan. Free. So the devotees, as Prabhupada says in the beginning, you made it so easy for us. And everyone shaved up, some sannyasis. And then Prabhupada smiled. And then he said, I tricked you all. I gave you some gulab jams and you gave me your heart. Huh? Like that. So this is an open secret. It's an open secret. You want, you take it. Matchless gift is there for every one of us. It has some characteristics. But one thing, one very practical thing that Krishna says in the Gita, if you take it, I promise you, what is his promise? That at the end of your life, I will come and take you. Tesham aham samudharta. I will come and take you. Aham. Every time he says aham means I. Is that correct? In Hindi also, right? Aham. Aham means I will. No, I will arrange. I will make it happen. He says aham. I will give it to you. I will personally come. I will be there for you. Who can say that? Even the best of friends, even the best of lovers. Sometimes there are songs there, yeah? I'll be there for you. Right? For how long? Where's the guarantee? Right? Our best friends, remember your best friend in school? Where are they? Friends forever. Yeah? Where are they? In the best case, in the best of best love story case, they die. People die, isn't it? But Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4 and other places, you're eternal, I'm eternal, and at the time of death, if you think of me, you will come to me. That's his side of the deal. Our deal is that we have to put our golden coin there. Right? Hundi is there. You put your golden coin. Something. So we put our coin to Krishna. And Krishna says, okay, I will never forget that. You may forget, but I won't forget. So this is the deal. This is the business that Krishna is presenting to us. And Prabhupada on his behalf came to give us. This is the matchless gift. So we take it, we don't take it, it's for free, it's eternal. But all what we have to do is, you don't have to pay, right? Right? That's the promise, right? We won't charge. But Krishna wants, not your money, Krishna wants your heart. Simple, right? This is what Krishna wants. He's a loving God, right? And once you do that, then you can see how Gornita is there dancing like that. That's the mood. Happy. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So this is the purpose of Srila Prabhupada's mission. That's what he left us. Right? And it's not that happened, how long ago was that? I don't know, 60 years or something? Still happening. Right? Anyone here met Prabhupada? Prabhupada disciple? No? Not. Oh, pranams. What's your name, Mother?
Rukmavati Dasi.
Jai, pranams. But except Mati, no one of us saw Prabhupada in this lifetime. Or anyone saw Prabhupada in this lifetime? Sometimes. I know Indian devotees. You saw Prabhupada? Oh,
Can't remember.
You can't remember. You saw him, but can't remember. But most of us, we never saw Prabhupada. Maybe some of you had dreams with him. But he is very present. Isn't it? It's very present. You read some of his books. You read some of his biographies. You hear some of his songs, his singing, his classes. You see some of his videos. And it's like you know him. Right? I don't know. You're right? He's an eternal spiritual master. And how do we have that? Because we see him through his devotees. Right? If we hear enough about something or about someone, eventually you become an expert. You can be a PhD in something if you listen or read, study, right? Enough about that something or someone. You're an expert. So if we want to obtain the gift that Prabhupada has given us, then we have to study his books. Then we have to associate with his followers. Then we have to serve his mission. And by you just being present here, it's pleasing to him. So your life is doomed, sorry to inform you, materially. You committed, I remember the first time I went to the temple, the very first, even before entering the temple, the devotees had started a successful preaching program in Ecuador, in South America. And a very close friend of mine, my best friend, had joined the temple. He had disappeared. We didn't know where he was. Everyone was worried. But then the word came around. In those days, no internet, no social media, so we all had to dial and live like normal people, not like half robots. Now we do everything with these little machines, right? And we think we are so intelligent, I think. So in those days, we had to look for him, and everyone is asking here, have you seen him? Have you seen him? Anyway, so the word came that he had joined the Hare Krishna cult. So my mom got to know this, and she warned me. She said, don't step into that temple. Don't eat their food. These people do some kind of magic. And especially don't smell those strange looking sticks. Incense are famous on this side of the world. In those days, all this is like, And I remember we went to the temple and we knocked on the door and we asked for our friend and we asked him to go and talk to him in a nearby park. So I obeyed my mom. I didn't accept their food. I didn't smell the incense. And then we didn't step in the temple. So there had been an accident. Something happened with one of our friends and he passed away. And so we were wanting to give him the news. So what did he do? He came with us, walked, and then we sat around him and we gave him the news that our young friend, had passed away. And then he said, oh, interesting, because I have something to tell you. Okay, what is that? And he opened the book, he opened the Bhagavad Gita, and he said, he's not dead. And we all were shocked. I said, what are you talking about, man? Respect. He's gone, have some attitude. No, he's not dead. The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 13 explains that he has just changed the body. It blew my mind. I never have heard, I was in uni, I was supposed to be educated, never heard such concept. blew my mind. I remember till today, the moment that he said those words, stuck, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. This is something that you cannot even buy. And on top of that, he read the Sanskrit, the Hiros Minjata Dehe Kaumaram Jo. And then he gave the translation, and then he read the purport. And here we were, very guarded, a bunch of us young fellows, being very careful with these Hare Krishna people. Didn't step in the room, in the temple, didn't smell the incense, and didn't eat the prasadam. But we committed a mistake. We had our ears open when he heard, we all like this. All of these boys, there was no girls there, all of them, we somewhat became devoted. Still trying, but all of them, because we heard from a follower of Prabhupada about Prabhupada's teachings, Krishna's teachings. So this is the purpose of life, the real artha, or the real achievement of humanity. Prema Pumartha Mahan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, to develop love, not for our dog, or for our team, or for our nation, or for the loved ones around it only, but rather and essentially for the Supreme Lord. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Prabhu, for inviting us and having us again, and sorry for the brief time. We have to travel back. Tomorrow we have other services. But I'm happy to see that things are growing. You can count the success of your preaching by counting how many cars. This way now I have to park very at the back. So thank you so much. If there's any questions, I don't know if we have a minute or so. Any questions? Yeah. Maybe one or two, I don't know. Some comments or some points. Matchless gift. Prabhupada's legacy. Any question? So that means everyone understood everything, or no one understood nothing about it. Yes?
Something about everything happens as planned.
Yes.
For me, I never expected to come over here. I was going to Gold Coast. On Google Map, I saw a temple.
Is it today?
Today, just now.
Hare Krishna.
So I saw two temples on the way. I went to the temple, Narayan temple, and then came here. And I also had a chance to do some seva.
Jai.
I'm from Perth. I was visiting.
I'm from Perth too. Yeah.
That's why I thought I saw you someday.
Oh, really? Krishna is controlling. So we planned this. We rehearsed this. I said, okay, I come, I give the temple, and you tell your story. This is a prop.
Probably at the time when Gold Gopal Das became.
Oh, maybe. Anyway. Yeah. So you see, that's the proof. Yeah? Everything happens for a reason. Good and bad things. What we see as bad, actually, at the end, if we have the right consciousness, good. Krishna is called Purushottam. And Purushottam has many technical definitions. Do you know how Prabhupada defined Purushottam? The best person. And he said, I think I told this story also before, Prabhupada was about to give initiation in a couple of days. He said, Friday there is initiation. I forgot the name, the day. And then someone asked the question, what is initiation? Nobody knew what was initiation. And then he explained it's the formal commitment to spiritual life. I want to be initiated, right? Someone said. And Prabhupada asked the question, who is the supreme controller? Krishna? Yes. Who is the supreme enjoyer? Krishna? Who is the source of everything? By then it's easy. Krishna? Prabhupada said, you can be initiated. That's what Prabhupada said. But then he changed his mood. He got very grave. And then he said, and Krishna is your best friend. He said that. Huh? Because yes, he's a controller, so I have to be careful. He's the manager, the regional, universal manager. He's the source of everything. He's a supreme enjoyer. But more than anything, those pictures that you see, especially in the gopis, they don't care that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, or that Krishna is the supreme controller, or Krishna is God, this, that, the other. You know why they are there? Because Krishna is the nicest, most loving, most attractive person. That's what it is. At the end of the day. That's what it is. And that's true love. Spiritual love. So this is what Prabhupada gave us. And for us, beginning, we're crawling in this path of bhakti. And by the association of the devotees and the encouragement of all of you, we're able to, So we were thinking, we were very excited. I was telling my wife, it's 2 hours, but we have to make it. And then we saw a phone call, Prabhu, and we were careful not to miss, because sometimes we have missed the exits or the entries or something, and then 15 minutes, 20 minutes, this is a big place, Brisbane. And then we were like, no, I cannot take the call, and we have to make it on time. So it's very, I remember when I heard the plans of this place, I thought, this is going to be successful. I told my wife, I said, this place is going to, at one point, it's going to boom in terms of people and how you organize everything so clean and so vibrant. That's Krishna. Krishna likes that. He's a normal person. He likes when things are done properly, right? Enthusiastically. And I'm sure we didn't taste prasadam, but prasadam, good? Yeah? Everyone? Yes? Okay, so now that's an appetizer. So we will drive and then we'll pack something. And thank you again for your time, and carry on. Krishna may bless you all, and enjoy the gift that Srila Prabhupada has given us. Srila Prabhupada, the key. Gaur Premanandi.
Jai Iksavaku Prabhu ki.